Hello and welcome. So today we are checking the IELTS speaking test. This is Cambridge IELTS 9 and this is the first test. So speaking part 1. We talked about 10 short tips about how to answer this test. And today we will practice this together. So first of all, we have the first part one. The examiner asks the candidate about him or herself, her home, work or studies, and other familiar topics. So first of all, you need to introduce yourself, how old you are, talk about your department, maybe if you are a university student, or if you have a job, talk a little about your job. Maybe he will ask you about your background. Which country are you from? Why do you need the IELTS? Why do you need to pass the IELTS test? So then we start with the easy questions. So here we have an example about games. So we have the first questions. What games are popular in your country and why? Now, here, maybe he will not ask you why. So he will just say, what games are popular in your country? And you give him an answer. Like, for example, you say board games. So here you shouldn't stop. You shouldn't say board games and stop. So you must give him a reason. Why are board games popular in your country? Now, why did he say in your country? Because usually you are a foreigner and he is either American or British. So he wants to know about you and your country. What games are popular in your country? So let's give an answer. Now, before we give an answer, what if you don't know? Maybe you don't know what games are popular in your country. So here you should lie. And this is something very important that you should always remember. The speaking test is not about giving your actual opinion or giving facts. It's about your ability to answer the questions correctly and be able to communicate with the examiner. So, if lying is easier for you, then just lie. What games are popular in your country? Actually, I believe that it's not only in my country, but nowadays, computer and mobile games are very popular, especially during the corona virus period. We all stayed at home for quarantine, so we can't go out to play. So all people actually switched to mobile and computer games. Do you play any games? Yes, of course. I play many online games. It's a very fun way to communicate with your friends and relatives, especially that as you grow older, many of your relatives and friends travel to other countries. So it's a way to stay connected with them and enjoy some free time. How do people learn to play games in your country? Well, it depends on the game, actually. Some games we learn from our parents, some from our siblings, maybe our school friends or our co-workers. Sometimes you can learn online from YouTube channel or something. Do you think it's important for people to play games? Yes, of course, because it's a very fun and nice way to spend time. Maybe this hobby will become something more in the future and you can become a professional online gamer. Maybe it's something that you will teach to your children in the future, and you tell them about it that actually you have learned this from your parents, and now you teach this game to your children, and it's a way to connect with all family members. So, this is just some examples about how to answer these questions. Okay, let's go to part two. So, in this part, you will have to talk about the topic for 1 or 2 minutes, You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. So during the exam, you will have some notes available if you want to write some notes. Of course, you can't read from these notes, they are just there to help you remember. So write them down. It's actually good for the examiner to see that you are using these notes. Describe an open air or street market which you enjoyed visiting. Okay, what if you have never been to an open or street market? What can you do now? Exactly, lie. So here, if you have never done this before, just lie about it. You should say where the market is. So this is number one. What the market sells. This is number two. How big the market is. This is number three. And explain why you enjoyed visiting this market. So you have 1 minute to prepare, and then you must talk about this for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, uh, let's go. So, I'm living in Turkey. So in Turkey, there are weekly open air markets which sells different vegetables and fruits. We call them in English farmers market, and in Turkish we call them bazaar. So there is this market. It's very close to my house, just 5 minutes walk. The market sells many different types of vegetables, fruits, fish, even cheese, yogurt, uh, eggs, and many different kinds of foods. The market is big. Maybe if you want to go through it, you will need 20 minutes, maybe. Uh, of course, when you stop at each stall to buy something, maybe you will need 40 minutes, 50 minutes to fill your bag or cart. Many people take carts with them because they buy many things. I enjoy visiting this market because it offers me very reasonable priced foods, and the vegetables and fruit are very fresh and affordable. This is it. I think we have talked for maybe 1 minute, 30 seconds, maybe. Part three, discussion topics. Shopping at markets. So here we have some questions. Do people in your country enjoy going to open air markets that sell things like food or clothes or old objects? Which type of market is more popular and why? Well, like we talked about, I think that the farmers market is very popular here in Turkey because they offer fresh and affordable vegetables and fruits and many different kind of foods. Uh, I don't think that the old objects market is very popular here, especially that I think it's in the city center. So they're just main one. I think it opens on the weekend, I think. Do you think markets are more suitable places for selling certain types of things? Which ones and why do you think this is? Well, I think these markets are suitable to sell fresh vegetables and fruit because it offers cheap prices for the consumers, especially in this economy when everyone is trying to save more money. Everything is getting more and more expensive. So it's very important to try to save money as much as possible. Do you think young people feel the same about shopping at markets as older people? No, of course not. Why is that? Well, it's because I don't think that it offers as much fun as shopping in the shopping mall. I think going to the mall is something that is more fun than the open air markets. Also, maybe you will have a wider variety of things there. There are some exotic foods that aren't available in the open street market. After that, we have shopping in general. What do you think are the advantages of buying things from shops rather than markets? So, first of all, you can return the items if you don't like them. Let's say, for example, I bought some cheese, for example, and after I got home, I found out that it has expired. If we're talking about the open air market, it's not possible for you to get a refund. But if you bought this from a shop, you can just go to the shop and return it and get your money back. Also, we're talking about special offers. So these shops, they always have some special offers and they have some incentives, like, for example, collecting points and so on. So these things, free offers, incentives, they can be very uh, they can make the person go there and go back again. How does advertising influence what people choose to buy? Is this true for everyone? I think advertising influences everybody. Some people admit it, some people say, no, I don't get influenced by advertising. I think this is a lie. We all get influenced. Sometimes we don't feel it. We get influenced subconsciously. Like, for example, let's say that you want to have a cola, for example, and you are in the market, and there is this Pepsi advertisement going through the speakers, and you just automatically go to the Pepsi fridge and you buy a Pepsi instead of buying a Coca Cola, for example. Some people, they check the prices, and of course, we are talking about advertising that they say that this item is on sale. So this is an advertising. So you buy this item because it's cheaper. Do you think that any recent changes in the way people have affected general shopping habits? Why is this? Yes, I think so, because some people nowadays, they want to buy, for example, a new mobile even if his old mobile is still working, because all his friends or family members, they have switched to a new brand, or they have changed their mobiles during the last year, and he is the only one who's still using his old mobile which he bought from 3 years ago. So he feels this urgency, this need to buy a new mobile even if he doesn't need it. So I don't think that this was the way in the past. I think now we have this urgency and this need to buy new things, even if we don't really use them or need them. I am sure that now I am filming in the kitchen. I am sure that I can check many of these cupboards and get many cups or pots or things that I have bought, and they are just sitting there and I have never used them. And this is the idea of minimalists. You just buy what you use or what you need. And this is it. We have finished the test together. So it took us about 14 minutes. I think it took less because there was the introduction and so on. So usually the test, the real test, also takes between 12 minutes and 15 minutes. So, this is it for today. We will have other exercises in the future. Thank you for your time and see you in other videos.